Hello, my beautiful friends. I'm just checking. I was just in here and the sound was not working. So I just want to make sure it works. It works. If someone could let me know in the chat, that would be fantastic. Um,
Hey guys, Tommy
so,
Mathis
oh
here.
God, help me. Ads. Let me just make sure that this is working. Let's see. It works. Okay, cool. So I am going to try this again. So before I even start this video, if you're an empath entrepreneur or you have a soul-centered business, a spiritual business, or you want to create something in your life from your heart, but you're just not getting the result you want, like no matter what you do, it's not working. I just want you to know, number one, this video is for you. And I'm going to share a story, a personal story with you to help you relieve some pressure and stress so you can really flourish forward in your life and business. And I want to share amazing news with you before I even start, which is Jason and I have been working behind the scenes on a colossal, amazing project. And I want to give you free access to this amazing event. So we've put something together called the Confident and Visible Empath 7-day online retreat. Oh my goodness. We have been interviewing 21 leading experts, shamans, scientists, healers, coaches, sound healers, like quantum physicists, just incredible people. It's changed my life just sitting with these people, and we're not even finished creating it yet. And if you want access for free, all you need to do is click the link in the description. And we start on March 25th. So you can join us March 25th live. You'll also get the recordings. And then, yeah, it's just going to be mind-blowingly beautiful. And I'm so happy to share this with you first because you're my YouTube family. So here's what I want to share with you guys. I was listening to this interview yesterday by Sofia Amoroso, I think is her name, and she wrote a book called Girl Boss. She had a vintage company called Nasty Girl. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of that, but it was incredibly successful. She started from zero, from nothing, from ground zero. She created the whole thing herself. And when I was hearing her speak, what really blew me away, because I've read her book, I know how incredible she is. But Kathy Heller, who was interviewing her, who is another amazing soul, asked her, "What's your biggest regret? Like, if you could go back," because she made millions of dollars, and then investors came in and they crossed the 100 million line. The whole thing collapsed eventually. Like, she's no longer in that business. And she talks about it in her book, but Kathy Heller said, what's your biggest regret if you could change something going back? 'Cause she loved this business when she started it. And she said, I wish I would have grown slower. I wish I would have succeeded slower. And she said, I wish I would have failed faster. I wish I would have failed faster. Because it's in the failure that happened later that the biggest learnings happened, the biggest growth happened. And had she grown slower, she would have been equipped to face a lot of the challenges, to have the wisdom and the expertise and the groundedness to know how to deal with her employees, to know how to deal with certain things that were coming her way, certain obstacles that crushed everything. But had she grown more slowly, she would have been growing into the person who's capable of dealing with those things. Now, when I heard this interview, that part of the interview, my whole nervous system like relaxed because in the past I used to judge myself. It took me the first 7 years of my business of just like pretty much like just feast or famine, really challenging, practically rock bottom several times. And it was in 2017 when I finally had a big, growth spurt financially in my business and impact wise. I had already been impacting a lot of people, but financially I was struggling until like 2016, 17. So what I realized was life is so generous that allowed me to grow at a pace where I was equipped to become the person I needed to be, the leader I needed to be, the confident one I needed to be in order to stay the long haul in my business. in order to continue giving my gifts in a beautiful way and impact lives while maintaining my sanity and keeping the business alive, this beautiful soul-centered business. I share this with you because if you have been judging yourself as not there yet, you're not going fast enough, things should be somewhere else, you should be somebody else or something else, or financially you should be there already. I just would love for your mind, your body, your soul to take a breath, release the pressure, release the stress, and ask yourself, is it possible that you're in the process of a certain rite of passage, so to speak? There's certain skills developing, certain levels of confidence, deep self-love and self-care being applied. Maybe certain healing is taking place within you to allow you to move forward and welcome in and have the capacity to hold the wealth, the success, the leadership that needs to birth through you at this time, that's wanting to come through you in your lifetime. So if you feel what I'm saying, if you just want to give this video a thumbs up or let me know in the chat if this is landing for you, because I feel there's a quote by Lao Tzu that says, nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Why are we in such a rush? For me back then, it was all this financial pressure. I have to survive. I have to survive. It was all this survival stuff. Only to realize that when I look back, and I had made a video on this months ago, looking through all my tax documents and everything and all these old files, even when I was struggling, I was always provided for. Money would come in from maybe a random side job, or there was always, I always had a place to rest my head. I always had food to eat. I was always safe. But the fear in the media and all of the fear-based narratives that are surrounding us are going to try to keep us in a state of fear and doubt. I won't get into any of that, but let's just say it's our job to maintain our frequencies first and to realize that you're always provided for, you're always taken care of, and it's only the mind that tries to convince us that we need to be somewhere else. Eckhart Tolle says, stress is caused by being here. Stress is caused by being here, but wanting to be there. That's all stress is. And in my meditation space, I have this quote up that I've had up recently. The glory of God is the human being fully alive. The glory of God is the human being fully alive. If you don't like the word God, the glory of love, of life, of universal energy, of the great mother, of whatever you want to call this miracle that we're in, the glory of life, the glory of God is the human being fully alive. So then I asked myself in meditation, and I just want to leave you with this as a treasure tool. If our purpose is to be fully alive, to be fully ourselves, what is deadening us? What is keeping us from being fully alive? So I sat with my journal one day and I just wrote, what deadens me? You can use this as a treasure tool. Write it down. What deadens you? So I wrote down a bunch of obvious things like being glued to technology, not getting sunshine, not going outside, eating certain foods, not moving physically, not like being in natural bodies of water or just out in nature. Certain people, those sorts of things definitely can be deadening. But what it all came down to, the worst one, the one that is the most deadening, is being stuck in worry, in doubt, in fear. Being in this box called the mind, which is not life at all. It's like a coffin. So the question becomes, how do I shift out of this endless overthinking, worry, doubt, etc.? And that's why I make these videos, to help us consistently shift our frequency, come back into the present moment, share our gifts with confidence. And this is definitely why we made the retreat. If you want access to the retreat, it's totally free, confident and visible, empath 20 or 7-day online retreat. It starts March 25th. You can access it in the link below. Yay! So good to hear. Yeah, this is the exact message empaths need at this time. I so agree, Joel. Yeah, and Journey. So you feel like you're behind. Yeah, and ask yourself, whose voice is that? Like who in your life would rush you? I remember early on in my relationship with Jason, like if he was standing behind me even, I would be like freaking out, like feeling like I was being rushed. And he's like, I'm not rushing you. I'm just standing here. And I realized it wasn't him. And oftentimes it's not even the people in my current life. It was growing up as a little kid and hearing, come on, Veronica, let's go. We're going to be late. We're going to be late. And it's like this clock rules us. It rules us. Time. And time, as Einstein says, is an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. So the shamans will tell us that the Western woman and man are ruled by time. That's why we're so stressed. The shamans are ruled by the land. They connect with the earth. If you feel like you're behind, I really suggest building a really strong relationship with nature and start to recalibrate to the rhythm and the pace of nature. Because like Joel said, the empaths right now, we are here on this earth to create a new one. We are creating a new one, and it's going to take radical reinvention of what real life looks like. So rather than living in the mind and on technology all day long, do we together have the courage to take exquisite care of ourselves, catch the noise in the mind, and reparent ourselves? Because likely our beautiful parents who did the best they knew how to do were not mothered or fathered very well themselves, oftentimes. And so they put the same stressors on us. The beautiful thing is, like a coat, you can fling it off. Okay. Like, I'm behind. That's just an idea. It's a coat. Just fling it off. Okay. I'm not there yet. I should be somewhere else. I'm not. Just an idea. And where does that live? Right here. Take off your shoes, walk outside, put your feet in the grass. Start to build a connection with the sunshine, the earth, the moon. And you'll notice there's a rhythm to life that will connect you to the infinite wisdom that you were born with. You came in to share with the world, and you came in to share the message that only you can share in the way that you can. And it starts by putting our frequencies first. I often tell my students and clients and those in our sisterhood and the membership that I am a coach. Yeah, I'm a coach trainer, but my number one job, that's not my first job. My first job is my frequency. My first job is my frequency. When I'm out of alignment, my job is at risk. Like I need to literally turn off technology, reboot my system, listen to a podcast or something from a teacher I love, write in my journal, sing, chant, put on essential oils, go running, do my workout, whatever it is I need to do. Feed myself beautiful food. May you take extra good care of yourself, because your well-being adds to the well-being of our world. Okay, your well-being is the contribution. And if you want help with that, I highly encourage you to join us in this retreat. It's going to blow your mind. It's changed me already. We interviewed a few of them, of these beautiful leaders already, 4 of them. Mind blowing. My life is literally changed. I'm making some pretty radical shifts in my life right now. And that's only 4 of the interviews. So if you want access to the experiential sessions and the meditations and breath work and sound healings and just beauty that's being poured into you through this retreat, it's totally free. It's our gift. It starts on March 25th and you can access it below. Oh, so good that you'll be there. And Jessie, so good to see you. So thank you all for being on this journey with me. I love you all so much. The reason I'm announcing this here first, because you guys started my whole life. Like literally when I started making videos on YouTube so many years ago, I didn't know who the hell I was. I just was trying to find my way and I started sharing my voice and I started sharing what was working for me in my life. And I started making these incredible connections with beautiful people like you. And I started to discover that, holy wow, there's actually some value in me. Because at the time, I did not see that or think that. And as I kept sharing videos, I started to notice that there were thread lines in what I was sharing. And it was like there was a signature message in my soul that had to come out. And I kept sharing and I kept noticing these thread lines. And I share this with you because figuring out your voice, your purpose, your value, it's not going to come from being in a box, being in the coffin of the mind. Not that the mind is a beautiful thing. Let me say it differently. It's not going to come from overthinking. It's going to come from living, from going out on the edge and sharing your voice, making the video, posting it. And instead of the win being somebody liking it or making a comment about it, let the win be that you are giving yourself the gift of self expression. Someone in our membership once said, she realized that making videos was an act of self love. And that's what took her from hiding to shining on video. She was like, oh, it's not even about other people. It's like just a way that I get to discover myself and what I'm here to create. So I share this with you in case you are an empath and you have been wanting to share, but you haven't not known where to start. That's how I started. And I created an exquisite business. I wrote a book. First, I created an online course. This is 2011. Wrote a book, created a coach training out of that book, certify coaches globally around the world in the diamond process modality. I have incredible students and clients, not these massive numbers where I work in a factory, and I don't know anyone, but these family members I get to go deep with and have transformational experiences with. And I love my life and I love my business. And I want to give you an example instead of the way you're seeing other people do it that is so strenuous and stressful, which nearly took me out a couple years ago. I am committed to showing you another way that's really healthy and really beautiful and so satisfying to your soul. So, if that is something you want and you're not already subscribed, you can hit the subscribe button, join us for soul centered living and soul centered business videos. You're very, very welcome. And I love you all. I'll see you in the next video. If you got something from this video, ding, you can give it a thumbs up. All right, friends, all my love. Mwah. Oh, you guys are still there. How do I get out of this setting? This is so bizarre. Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry, guys. I already took my camera away. The name of the book is The Diamond Process. The Diamond Process. I'm Veronica Cresto. All right, my friends, I'm signing off. Love you.